Hey everybody, welcome to our second day of 4.4. Today we're going to be factoring quadratics, only we're going to do application questions, and you can see your target down there for solving. Let's get right to it here. We have a rectangular garden in our backyard. All right, so the easiest thing to do here and the best thing to do here is I want to draw a picture. I have a rectangular garden. All right, now I know you would probably not as skilled in the arts as I am by my drawing here, but you'll be okay. And that's 15 by 10, meaning I have a total area of 150 square feet. All right, so let's see here. I want to double that area because I'm going to add the same distance x to length and width. So I want to add. That right there tells you add. That's going to be plus adding. I know that sounds simple, but people in the past have made this simple mistake and made it multiplication. But the problem literally says adding. All right, so I want to add some distance, I don't know, x to the length and to the width, x. So plus, and now look, that will be my new area. And think about it, what I want to have happen is I want to double the area, which means this now entire area here is going to be 300 square feet, right? So I got to find the new value of x. Well, I have 300. That area is equal to, well, what's the length? The new length is 15 plus x. The new width is 10 plus x. Now I have an equation. Now, once I have my equation, the way I would solve it is I need to set it equal to 0. Well, to get it equal to 0, I got to subtract the 300 over. But right now, I can't subtract the 300 and add it to anything over here. So really what I have to do is I have to FOIL this one over here. So remember our FOIL steps. I do 15 times 10, that would be 150. I do 15 times x, so plus 15x. I would then do x by 10, so plus 10x. And then lastly is x times x, so plus x squared. And that equals 300. Now I can subtract off the 300. And then I would get 0 equals x squared plus 25x minus 150. Now that we have our equation, we're going to want to try to factor it. So what would multiply to negative 150 and add to 25? All right, so again, I'm going to break up my x's because it's just x and x. And then what would multiply to 150? All right, so you could figure it out. It's, negative 1 and 150. I got to add to 25 though. And since it's a negative 150, I need to have one number, positive number, bigger than 25 and a smaller number less than 25. So what's a number bigger than 25 that's a factor of 150? So you take 150 divided by, I'm going to try 30. In this case, it would be a plus 30 and a minus 5. And that is equal to 0. And then I use the zero product property, so x plus 30 equals 0. X minus 5 equals 0. So x would be equal to negative 30. Or x equals 5. And now let's think about that. I added a number to a garden. All right, I can't have a negative length, so that number is not possible. So x equal to 5 is my answer. So let's check the question though. Am I done? It says find the value of x and the new dimensions. Well, if the value of x is 5, the new dimensions are then it is a 20 feet by 15 foot garden. And let's double check that again. What our area has to be 300. So is 20 by 15 300? And yes, if you figure that out, it is 300, so I have my new dimensions. But it's always important to check your work. Here's our second example. Internet service provider sells high-speed internet for $30 a month to 1,500 customers. For each dollar increase in price, the number of customers will decrease by 25. How much did the company charge on a maximized monthly revenue, and what is the maximum monthly revenue? So we have a situation going on here. We have the All right, we have what's going on. We have dollars and dollars, and we have customers and customers. So think about it, what's revenue? Well, revenue is how much money you bring in. And so revenue is based on the price and the number of customers in this situation. So how is the number of customers changing? What is the change in customers? All right. Well, in customers, if you think about it, we have this many total, or sorry, not total. This is our starting value, and it's going to decrease by 25. So 25 customers per decrease. Okay, so that's a rate. So that's 25 will be a rate. So 25 is multiplied by the variable, and we would add on the starting value. And then based on number of customers, it's then based on what is the change in price. Well, currently we charge $30. Now it does say $30 per month, but think about it, that's my starting value, and I'm increasing the price $1. So $1 per increase. So that's our rate or our slope. All right. And so if you think about it, our formula would be this. We'd have 1,500 minus 25x, because it's a decrease. That is the number of customers. And then 30 plus x, that is the change in price. And so what I'd multiply here, I would multiply the number of customers by the price, and then that's how I'd get my equation. So take a look. Starting value, rate times variable, only it's a negative rate. Starting value, right here, plus rate times variable, just like we did in the past. Now the question is, what's the maximum monthly revenue? Well, what's the maximum? To find a maximum, I need to use the graphing calculator, just like we did in 4.1 and 4.2, finding maximums. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my y equals, and I'm going to type in exactly this equation, 1,500 minus 25x, close a parenthesis, another set of parentheses, 30 plus x, close a parenthesis. And I'm going to hit graph. And most often your graph is not going to be fitting a good window in this case, because I'm not going to be 10 by 10. So when I look at my graph right now, I can't see anything. But you got to kind of think about this, all right? When I go, I'm going to change the window. I'm going to push the window button. And if you think about it, what's the minimum? X in this case is the number of changes, right? So think about X is how many times I change the price. This is what happens to the customers. Every time I increase the price, the customers goes down by 25. So if you think about number of changes, well, the lowest number of change you could have is 0. So I'm going to make my X minimum 0. Now, what's the maximum number of changes I could have? Well, I'm not 100% sure what it could be, but let's just say they could change it 50 times. All right, so I'm going to make X minimum 0, X maximum 50. I'm in my window. I push the window button. What is the Y minimum? Well, what's the maximum monthly revenue? Well, what's revenue? All right, R of X is revenue right there. Well, let's think about where we're going to start from. All right, revenue, unfortunately, can be negative, but I'm going to, hopefully it's not. So I'm going to put my Y minimum as 0. And what's the maximum? Well, think about it. If I were to FOIL this out, I would have to take 1,500 multiplied by 30. And that would be my y-intercept. So think about that. That's 45,000 is my y-intercept. And from here, think about this. If I'm going to find the maximum is the highest point. If this is my y-intercept, the highest point has to be bigger than 45,000. So I'm going to make my y-intercept 100,000, and I'm going to then graph that. And as I look at my graph, I can see a peak, and now I can do second trace, number 4, maximum, and I go left bound, I go right bound, and when I find the maximum, it is at this point. X is 15 and Y is 50,625. Okay, So what that means is X is the number of changes. So if they change it 15 times, what should the company charge? Well, if they did charge 30 and they changed it 15 times, 1 times 15, so they should charge $45 per month. It should be the charge. And if they charge that, the maximum monthly revenue will be $50,625. So if you feel like watching this video was enough to get you through this, go ahead and attempt the homework assignment. If you didn't do this, I'll post another video where I show the calculator steps with it. Here are your word problems for today. Good luck.